set. Mountain lord in black armor bound. Sabre to Zoids, tread silent ground. At Zoidstilles, command he leads. Sabre rooting out new Zoid breeds. Spawn of red scavenger and croc. Blue Zoid general stalks the dark. Run and fight with speed, Sabre. Fighting red Zoids, his labor. Crush the mutant, scourge no rest. Sabre will pass the war test. With cannons in tow, Sabre hunts. Steel growls, brass roars, and bronze grunts. Find Croc Zoids where they may be. Loyal to Zoidstar's decree. Fire the lasers and shoot the beams. Sabre is ambushed as cannon screams. Hellcat and snake attack, no retreat. Sabre wins, his mission now complete. Run and fight with speed, Sabre. Fighting red Zoids, his labor. Crush the mutants, scourge no rest. Sabre will pass the war test. With losses cut, Sabre reports back to Zoidstilles' new retorts. Crush red Zoids being built en masse. His galactic ring must not pass. Run and fight with speed, Sabre. Fighting red Zoids, his labor. Crush the mutants, scourge no rest. Sabre will pass the war test. The Cenobite's crimson smile at dance. Saber tigers, their mouths stored falchions. Fear the war machines of iron and steel. Hellic army is target for the kill. The perfect blend of sword power and speed. Saber tiger seeks Hellic Zoids to bleed. Zoid too fast to catch you, too strong to fight. Saber tiger, he is Cenobite's might. The revolution in combat Zoid form. Saber tiger brings the empire storm. Solitaire loves the machine in red steel. Hellic army will find the fury real. But now the Saber tiger meets his match. The Hellic shield rider is the new batch. Now surpass Saber tiger must evolve. Arise great Saber shield like burn its soul. But with Cenobite fall, Saber tiger dies. Empire crumbles, the smile of dawn cries. But 50 years on the Cenobite Zoid, Saber tiger will return, not destroyed. The revolution in combat Zoid form. Saber tiger brings the empire storm. Solitaire loves the machine in red steel. Hellic army will find a fury real. The revolution in combat Zoid form. Saber tiger brings the empire storm. Smile at dawn, monster machine in red steel. Hellic army will find the fear made real. But now the Saber tiger meets his match. The Hellic shield rider is the new batch. Now surpass Arise, great